I think I'm live. Hello and welcome again to our weekly, now it's weekly, Microbusinesses on a Mission Facebook Live. I am excited to introduce a new microbusiness owner to you with an amazing mission. But first, let me introduce myself. I am Emmy Damien, and I had no plans of becoming a business owner until I met this company with an amazing mission, and I jumped in because of their mission. And my company is Beauty Counter. And our mission is to get safer products into the hands of everyone. And we do this as a B Corp company by with three pillars, which is to formulate safer products, to educate consumers about ingredient safety. And the third way is through advocacy for better laws. So that's my story. And we're excited to introduce to you another micro business owner, a fellow Filipina and mom. And without further ado, this is Erna Barenio, and she is the head mama from Water and Lightning Toy Company. Welcome, Erna.
Hi, Emmy. Thank you so much for having me and doing this. This is such a great idea to showcase businesses.
Thank you for coming on and joining us to share your business and your mission. We're excited to hear it. But first, maybe you could give us a little introduction to who you are.
Yeah, so my name is Erna Hernandez Barenio. I am the head mama of Water and Lightning Toy Company. I've basically been an educator for almost 20 years. I've worked with all ages of kids, seen all kinds of play, and I have two boys of my own that are proudly out-of-the-box thinkers, so they keep us on our toes. Yeah, and we're just a creative family in general, and we're always finding ways to pursue that creativity.
That's great. So it's a family affair. Creativity. So I'm very curious. So this company was born out of a specific dream, right? But I'm very curious about the name of the company before we jump into, or should we do the company first? I'm not sure which.
I mean, it's all connected. It's all
Okay.
connected. Completely inspired by our kids from the name and the idea behind it. So Water and Lightning are the English translations of our boys' two middle names. So our youngest his middle name is Alon, which is wave, ocean wave. Yeah. So he's the water. And then our eldest is Skidlet. And so that's how we got the lightning. So it's connected. It's like inspired by our family, inspired by our Filipino heritage, and just in different ways throughout what we do and how we present ourselves. It like kind of marries all of those ideas together. So the main idea, the main question that Brian, my husband, and I, who is the designer of all of our toys, the question has been: is there a toy that can keep that connection to nature even when we're indoors? Because as a family, we love going outside. We go on hikes. You know, the kids complain about calling it a hike, but they always enjoy it. Our boys are those kind of kids that like ask, can we bring this rock home? Can we bring this stick home? And for us, it's like we want to respect nature and try to keep whatever belongs in nature. So the idea of Water and Lightning Toy Company is that we create deceptively simple, nature-inspired toys that can inspire imagination and keep that connection to the outdoors. And that's basically the inspiration for it.
And there, you mentioned that also in the description that in your website that it's open-ended toys. Maybe you could explain what the difference is between that and the non-open-ended toys.
Yeah. So again, inspired by our kids, we buy them. We bought them toys. We buy them toys. They never follow the directions, and so our toys purposely don't give direction. And really, it's been the adults that ask, well, how do you play with it? But when you give it to kids, they don't ask questions. They just get to it. And they're basically blocks. They're inspired by the classic wooden block. but instead of being, your cube-shaped blocks, wooden blocks, we have an organic. We like to say an organic shaped block. So,
and they're beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
From the picture, I don't know if you have some to show us.
Yeah. So we were young. So we started in 2015. And although Brian has tons of ideas for toys, we kind of have started with two products. So one of them is called Pebbles. Wow. And yeah, so they are inspired by pebbles that you see in nature, but they're made out of wood, and it's made out of lanete wood, which is native to the Philippines. It's a common wood found in the Philippines. And then the other set of toys that we have is called Sticks and Stones. So I don't know if you can see.
That's beautiful.
That. Yeah, and they're beautiful. They feel good in your hands. So you get all of the senses kind of woken up by just holding the toys, by the beauty of the toys, the bright colors, and still that connection to nature, because the design is purposely, we want to expose the natural wood that it came from, but also kind of attract the kids with that bright color as well.
And you mentioned that you are giving a giveaway later on. So which are you offering? One of those?
I'm very excited to share a set of pebbles. So I guess we'll have a question later on, and hopefully folks are interested in seeing what it's about.
Oh my goodness. Well, those are a special set of pebbles. And I think if you have a Philippine heritage, even more so, because those are made in the Philippines, correct?
Yeah. So we purposely wanted them to be made in the Philippines, in my home province of Laguna. And so we're a micro business. It's mostly my husband and I, but my cousin Charity was pretty much in charge of working with the factory that we worked with in Laguna, finding it and working closely with them in the design and manufacturing, all of that. So she was our contact in the Philippines. And then we worked together to get it over here, and proudly are in almost 30 stores around the country.
Wow.
And in about, I took a tally this morning, just to make sure we're in 10 states and 30 stores, and a few online retailers, and some are a combo of each. So that's the other kind of exciting thing, is when we first came out with it, you have an idea. You don't know how people are if they like it or not. Sometimes you have an inspiration for something and you want to make it, but you have no idea if anyone is going to be interested. Correct. So when we first came out with it, we got so much interest, more than we had expected. So that was exciting. And then we're very proud to have our toys in a lot of brick and mortar independent toy stores. So that's exciting too. So while we're also a small business, we're also supporting other small businesses. And then one of the exciting things was we're in a couple of museums too. So that's pretty exciting, because they're not your typical toy. They're pretty unique. They're not easy to make. So you won't find a ton of toys that are like this. There are some out there, which is great, because we want kids to play with, wooden blocks in general. And there's many iterations of it. But it is a unique kind of toy on its own. So that was exciting to see that interest in it. Yeah.
That's wonderful. And it's so you're spreading Philippine heritage all around, even probably without knowing it, that they don't know it's made in the Philippines. But each one is handmade, is that right? Or is
I mean, handmade with machines, they're not carved with whatever, but that you can't automate this. This is not a toy because the other thing that I forget to mention is there's not one that are the same. So they're randomly cut. So you would think of each set as its own unique edition. There's nothing like the combination of cuts of each of the blocks. They're not uniform
Nothing
at
is
all.
the same.
Purposely not uniform, other than the colors.
And the
and the
kids love it.
basic shapes. Yeah. So yeah, that's the other exciting thing. So when we first started, so we're in North Carolina now, but we were in Queens, New York. We lived there for the longest time. The product was born in Queens, New York, designed by Brian, and the first sets were made in our garage. Like he physically made the first 100 sets of the sticks and stones, 100 sets of the pebbles. We brought it to a couple of flea markets, local flea markets around, and that was like our first indication of the interest. So kids knew exactly what to do, and it was never the same. Like we saw kids that would make up their own games, make up their own challenges, stack them up. They're not easy to stack. They're not your wooden blocks in general. It's a challenge on its own, but because they're different, they have different shapes. It's a challenge to just stack them. Kids turn the sticks into wands and swords and trees and flowers. So every time I've seen kids be able to play with their toys, it's been completely different idea. So the idea is it's such a simple product, but it creates so much inspiration. And I think when you keep something simple, it kind of opens up your mind to the possibilities, which is very exciting and part of the mission of the company.
Right. So it's not just connecting them with nature, it's sparking that imagination and creativity in children. That's fantastic. Do you have you heard of that quote from, I think it's Einstein, who said, imagination is intelligence having fun.
Exactly.
Have you heard that? Yeah.
Yes.
So that's what it reminds me of. You know, you're having fun and creating with such simple toys. Now, who are the kids? Because most people are like, well, why can't you just get a stone or a stick outside? What is the pull for the kids who do love these toys?
Yeah. So, I mean, ideally, if you're outdoors as much as you can, yes, please play with the nature that is available, you know, with respect to what's available. And personally, like we go out, if there are loose, you know, rocks or branches or sticks on the ground, my boys will like, even at now they're a little older, they're school age, but you know, as young as 1 and 2 years old, they're always picking up sticks and stones and acorns and all kinds of things. So when you're outdoors, I think it's really important to be immersed in the outdoors. But when you're indoors, if you're like us and we try not to bring in as much as possible what's out from the outdoors, why not have a toy that can kind of still have that connection? So it's an indoor toy that's meant to just remind you of the outdoors.
To lead you, to lead you to the outdoors. That's wonderful. Because I was thinking, oh, it's for people who don't want to bring it in because it's dirty, but you're saying you don't want to bring in sticks and stones out of respect for nature. Is that basically what you're saying there?
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot to do with it. Yeah. That's one big part of it, because
I never thought of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, like, this is not really related, but those giant not acorns, I want to say pine cones from the redwood like
they're big. They're like,
I didn't realize that you're not supposed to take. I mean, it's tempting to take them, but I didn't realize there's certain things that you're really not supposed to take out of the forest because it's meant to stay there. So I mean, of course, on the one hand, you want to keep the dirt outside if you want, you know, but at the same time, it's showing respect for nature by keeping nature, you know, out there.
Yeah, it's different if it's in your backyard, but if you're out on a walk in the forest, you really can't, for the most part, bring stuff home. Okay, well, I love what I'm hearing here, and I'm sure people are excited to look at try these products. So I think it's time to announce how to get the raffle going. So do you want to explain how you would like to do that, or you want me to go ahead?
Oh, maybe you can explain and I can tell the question that I would like to ask.
So Erna's going to ask a question, and please comment below whether you're watching this live or on replay, and she will pick from the names at the end of the week. Is that right? And you will announce on your Facebook page the winner on, do you want to give a day? when you're going to do
Say
that?
Saturday morning.
Saturday morning. So I'll also announce it on my page just so there's a connection. But Erna will pick the winner and announce it on Saturday. So comment below the answer to her question.
So the question is, and this is something we're always thinking about, and what inspires the kind of toys we want to design. So the question is, what is your favorite childhood memory of outdoor play?
Oh, I have so many. Can I join?
Yes.
I might just join. Oh my gosh. We had so many as kids, right? And now it's a little more challenging, even without COVID. But that is a great question to ask, even if you're not in a raffle or a drawing for a prize. But yeah, so everyone can comment below up until maybe Friday evening. Is that when you're drawing a name? And then Erna will announce the winner on her Water and Lightning Facebook page. I will also announce it here, but if you go over there on Saturday, she will announce the winner there of the pebbles. The box of pebbles. They're gorgeous. Beautiful. Yes. And I love to think how we're helping people in Laguna, right? That's your hometown?
Yeah, Laguna, Philippines. So this is what you would get in the box.
Gorgeous. You would open the box. You know, to think that you're helping people in the Philippines when you use these, every time you use these toys, and they're going to last forever. So that's a lot of memory and connection with people in a third world country, even if you're not Filipino, that you're helping. So wonderful mission. Thank you, Erna, for joining us from Water and Lightning Toy Company and sharing your mission of helping kids discover, love, and care for nature through these nature-inspired toys that were made in the Philippines in your hometown of Laguna. That is such an amazing story. So folks, if you want to join in the raffle, the entry for the drawing for this box of pebbles, just comment below on her question and she will announce it on her Facebook page, Water and Lightning, on Saturday. So thank you so much, Erna. It was wonderful chatting with you.
This was fun. Thank you.
Have a good week, everyone. Thank you.